Mr. Teddy.
Drink your water. Drink, 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 drink your water. Lift your glass and 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 drink your water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now take your breath and drink your water. 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 Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now move your body and drink some water. 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 Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. 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 Drink, 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 drink. Drink, drink, drink. I want to welcome everybody to the Gye-Nyame Journey. Remember the simple rule. You can't toast your ancestors if you are not healthy, family. So let's keep building. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Remember, family, you can text in your ancestors. Text in the names of your ancestors. Hey. Shouldn't take this long. All right, fam. I'm feeling good. How about you? Drink your water. Great. Umoja. It's Umoja, family. Drink. 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 Umoja. I get to start my adventure today. What? What you mean no school today? That must be Columbus Public, huh? That must be Columbus Public.
Hey, look it up. Make sure.
Hey! I'm doing my show right now. I'm not. Kwame, you need to try. Get over there and get on that python before I choke you out. How about that? You know that's called that positive parenting. Public. All right. So, all right, family. I'm lifting up my glass because this is a new start to a new year. A new start to COS has no school today. So so it's just Columbus Public. So it's all cool. All right. But it ain't weather related, sure. CCS has no school today. Columbus charter schools, Columbus city schools. Is it it's not weather related, is it? People, go look outside and see what the weather look like. Open those curtains so we can see what the weather look like. All right, well, anyway, I'm excited about getting back to my adventure, man. That's it. I want to see what's going on with a lot of the young people that are in my life. So, of course, you know, I'm ready. Uh, yeah, it's school. Yeah, yeah. All right, so we lifting up our glass and we're gonna finish up this water. On the way to finishing up the water, man, I have to. Two books. I'm going through some reading right now. So of course we have the African American folktale, the annotated version, right? We got that. And I wanted to share some information that I got out of there just recently. Um, all right, let me make sure. All right. Well, now, one of the things that is like there is a whole genre of folk tales, of African American, African based folk tales about flying people. I don't know if you're familiar with this, right? Do you want to you want to know why of the ice? Columbus Pub? What? All right, but check this out, Kwame. Hopefully somebody else get this, but why they say black folks can no longer fly? Check this out. Salt. They say that a lot of black folks lost the ability to fly and became hostage to Europeans or West Asians because of salt. The eating of salt is often blamed for enslaving Africans to white, whose skin is white like salt, as one poem tells the story. Now, this is not the first time I heard that. It wasn't just in a poem, but certain individuals, in order to hold on to their manjinga, as we would call it in Capoeira, their magic, right? To hold on to that magic, to release that manjinga, right? Um, believed that we gave that up when we started messing with salt. Now, I got to really look this up because this put some thoughts on my mind, right? Because I mean, I was like, whoa, hold on. You know what I'm saying? We have some, you know what I'm saying? Natural salt, but you know, that unnatural salt. Natural, but you know what I'm saying, that white salt that we got on the table, because there's plenty of foods that we can eat. But I'm looking into that. But hold on. The next book, The Blueprint for Black Power, a moral, political, economic imperative for the 21st century. Amos Wilson. Amos. Listen, ever, 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 a OG ancestor. Is it now? I'm still in chapter 1. What is power? So he goes through the different types of power. He talk about typology of power. We went through that. Force as power, right? He breaks that down. Force as inefficient power. Then he gets to psychic violence. So I want to read a little bit from the psychic violence. And he also talks about coercion as power. All right, psychic violence, the most powerful obstacle against the liberation of African people from White domination and exploitation is not the use of superior military or police firepower or their threat to use it against African insurgency, but is their ability to engage in unrelenting psychopolitical violence against the collective. It is the white monopoly on psychic violence and their devastatingly ingenious use of it of African people, which represent the greatest threat to African survival. Wrong insightfully points out of this form of violence. Now listen up. Listen up. There is a form of conduct often described as psychic, psychological, or moral force or violence, which does not fit readily under the rubrics of any of the other forms of power. If physical violence involves inflicting damage on the body of a person, how is one to classify the deliberate effort to affect adversely a person's emotions and ideas about himself by verbally or in other symbolic ways insulting or degrading him? If power includes the production of purely mental or emotional effects and is not confined to the eliciting of overt acts, then psychic assault of, say, a nagging, browbeating spouse or parent, the defamation of a political foe, or even of an entire group constitute exercise of power. Psyche is surely as real as damage to the body. It is plainly not true that sticks and stones may break my bones, but names can never hurt me. In which the intended effect of the perpetrator is to inflict mental or emotional harm is continuous with physical violence. All right? In the world is the force of mind. When the force of mind is defeated, all is lost. Dominant whites have used words and symbols to violently attack oppressed blacks in 1,001 in nefarious ways, including the projection of dehumanizing stereotypes of them, the falsification of their history, miseducation of blacks, and the engaging in chronic derisive media attacks on their morale, intelligence, morals, sexuality, physical features, motives, and values. The final end of violent white instigating psychic assault against the collective psyche of black to induce states of false consciousness, self-alienation, and self-hatred, so as to irreparably overthrow the white oppressors of their human and maternal resources. And self-alienation and self-hatred are conjoining motivate oppressed blacks to engage in continuing self-defeating, self-destructive, their own interests and against themselves. Consequently, means blacks manipulated into forming alliances with their oppressors and exploiters and disempowering themselves and empowering those who dominate and exploit them all the more. Now, family, listen. I didn't mean to read the whole thing, but this is one of those books where when you read it, it's like this and the other book. When you read it, it's like, I got to share this, right? Psychic violence. Psychic violence. How do you combat psychic violence? On this day of Umoja, let's discuss how to combat on this day of Umoja, this great and beautiful day of Umoja. How do we fight psychic violence? And I always go back to the term Umoja on this day. My mission as far as Gye-Nyame journey, my mission as far as the daily toast is one, to wake us up to the fact that we need to toast our ancestors. But two, family, to get us to start looking at our principles in a more serious way. Violence going on. against us out here in this community, out here, and not only in our community, but worldwide. There's a psychic violence assaulting our senses, right? And a major way that we can combat this is by understanding our principles, family. Listen to Umoja, right? Now, in Gye-Nyame, we talk about the principles, internal thing, and then an external thing. There's no unity of the community if there's no unity of the self, right? Like I told you, there are 5 parts of your being. Brother Kwame say, have most assuredly been put through psychic violence via the YouTube video, seeing ourselves shot, resources to adjust justly. Not only that, but seeing seeing the worst of people in our groups. You understand what I'm saying? World star. I mean, which interestingly was started by a non-African American black person. You know what I'm saying? Got rich off that shit, making us look like fools, making us look like, you know what I'm saying, violence. We have taken up the mantle of our oppressor, of our enemies, and ourselves. We have been so well trained because we understand there's no money in somebody waking up in the morning and daily toasting their ancestors and lifting up a glass and telling me how beautiful they are. There's no money in that. But when I get up here acting like a fucking buffoon, insulting, if I sitting up here talking about other grown man's business, it's very interesting when I start talking, when somebody brought up a point about another man's business, I got more people calling in I had before, Kwame. I mean, over 3,000 hits. And it's for me to go towards that. But I'm practicing my principles. And one of the things that I'm striving to do is to keep it focused on the ancestry, keep it focused on enlightening conversation, keep it focused on towards self-mastery. And how do we do that, right? Unity. Unity is an inside thing first. We got to unify ourselves. And what I mean by that is truly understanding the self, all the components that make up the self, and being able to get all of them to work together. When I get all those to work together within me, it's easy for me melding people to start working together, or it's easy for me to set the example because I ain't got to force nobody to do anything once I really master and I start working on me. And once we start working on ourselves and practicing internal unity, we're going to find like we are. Like vibrations attract each other. Start attracting each other. The energy start building because when I'm vibrating at a certain level and Kwame vibrating at a certain level and Anubis is vibrating at a certain level, Naisha is vibrating at a certain level, and Navita is vibrating at a certain level, and we all come together in the mornings for this toast, right? It's going to start attracting like-minded individuals, bringing a unity. Only in unity. Only. But unity is one of the shields that we can use to help protect us from psychic violence, family. Unify. We empower ourselves, right? To one, shape and mold our environment. What we allow to be presented to us and our children. Into a whole nother, we're moving into a whole nother level. You know what? I just had a thought when I was going out of the basement, and I said, I can't wait for the day. And I know a lot of y'all might get upset with this. Is exacerbated by our ignorance, but we are growing. We are growing a concentration of people on it. That's right. That's right. You know what I'm saying? And all we gotta do is cultivate it. It's like growing a garden. All we gotta do is cultivate it. You know what I'm saying? Clip off the ones that's turning brown and getting weak, clip them off. Let them act as a fertilizer. I mean, because actually what we're doing, we're building something organic, just like a garden. You know what I'm saying? I had this thought, Kwame. I said, man, and it's almost like everything is working towards pulling us towards unity, right? I said, man, it's gonna be a great day when I'm able to walk to a bank or go to a bank with a group of my friends and family, and we're going to negotiate with this bank where we're gonna put our money because the United States paid us what they owe. Because we getting it. We're gonna get reparations, family. It's only a matter of time. We're gonna get these reparations, right? And we're gonna be able to really, really start making moves. I ain't saying, and I'm not waiting for that. But what I'm saying is, what a grand day that'll be. Now clip off the whitewash ones, brown ones, brother. That's right. You know what I'm saying? I got you. I got you. But you know but you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? When you grow in a garden, these turn a little brown after, you know what I'm saying? So let's say, what is that process? So we don't even have to use a color. You know what I'm saying? Because the plants really turn white. So there's when a leaf or a stem starts, it ain't even rotten. It's just that the youthfulness for that aspect of the plant, have to clip it. You understand what I'm saying? All right, but we're gonna do this. We're gonna do these libations, brother Kwame. I'm sorry to hold you up. I need to find out. I mean, that's it. Um, I need to find out. Um, if because I'm if Columbus Public is closed because of the ice, school closed because of the ice, and I can open up the phone lines, Cleveland, to that and check Columbus Public Schools. I mean, I ain't got to do everything. Closing of Columbus Public Schools. Columbus Public Schools is closed more than likely. And I'm gonna open up the lines. I'm gonna be on here. What is that? What it says?
No, wait, I'm trying to.
All right, forget it, man. I'll look it up. Good grief. Good grief, man. You hear this, Kwame? I'm trying to turn him to be a computer genius. He don't even ask the right logical questions. Closing of Columbus Public Schools. News. Let's look at that. In the news. School closings and delays. News. Let's just go to news. I ain't got to go through all that. I know your wife is a teacher. What? January 6th. Now that's Chattanooga. Columbus and courses are flying in Columbus City School. Oh, closures are flying in 14 minutes ago. I know your wife teach up there. I'm just trying to make sure my school is closed, man. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm trying to have a good time. I'm trying to kick it with you this morning. I want some breakfast too. Hey, all after school activities have been canceled, bro. Uh-oh. Whoa. But hold on. That's 20 minutes ago. You on Twitter. Let's go and do these libations. You just caught my attention with that. School closures are flying in. Columbus City Schools, Gahanna, Olatanji, Bloom are closed. Wow. Wow. Look like we ain't got school today, Click.
Yes.
But we still going.
Oh my.
Yeah. Dedication. I'm dedicated, Kwame. I'm dedicated.
You can't eat breakfast.
Hey, that don't mean that I can't go there and get prepared. You know what I'm saying? This is a blessing day. That's what they call these blessing days, right? This day. Now, so we're gonna finish this water, Kwame, and we're gonna do this toast. All right, let's go. But I'll double check.
Yeah, double check, because I don't want
Good morning, Miss CeeLo. We ain't did the toast yet. You just missed the reading of Amos Wilson, right? What I'm also thinking about doing, well, another piece I'm thinking about as far as the psychic assault as well as the physical assault, I'm honestly thinking about getting some warriors together and really start a training program for them so that we can really start on how to great morning to you, great Umoja to you. And I need your thoughts on that, Kwame. You know what I'm saying? Um, so we just got done with the Amos Wilson. Um, I'm going to go and we're going to do this toast. Um, where's my list of ancestors? Look like somebody kidnapped my list of ancestors. Oh, for those new people that's coming on because like I said, I want to keep the focus on Gye-Nyame. But for all those new people to Gye-Nyame journey, if you do not have your ancestors on the list, text me at 614-300-1875. Put on the text hashtag Daily Toast, and right after that, put your ancestors' names, and that's gonna start uploading them to a list for me. You know what I'm saying? Actually, no, if you just text Daily Toast, 14-300-1875, I will send you a form where you could just upload your ancestors onto the piece because we're gonna build this program. Bro, I need some security for the Malcolm X celebration. Yourself or perhaps Brother Renee. Listen, hey, and put the date up for the Malcolm X celebration. You thought about where you're gonna have the Malcolm X celebration yet? Because we need to talk about that. Also, we need to talk about, because I think, is that the next celebration for the community? Is that the next one? Do we have one before that? Really working on that. We need to build the committee up and get it working. We're making sure that this festival goes through without a hitch. You know what I'm saying? And how close is this festival to the equinox? Because we need a festival around the equinox. You understand what I'm saying? So we got this winter solstice covered. We need the spring equinox. We got the summer solstice kind of covered because we got to decide on what we're gonna do with that, and we got the autumn equinox. So we got to cover all the equinoxes, I believe. You know what I'm saying? Super powerful holidays. Start taking psychic control of our community, like Amos Wilson was talking about how we've been assaulted psychically, right? So let me finish my water. I ain't finished my water, CeeLo. You drinking your water, Miss CeeLo? You need to be up on your water. So if you love Amos Wilson, then you're gonna love the fact that I was pulling from Blueprint for Black Power, the chapter about power, as a matter of fact. Amos is cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. Keep the date open for May 19th, 2018, and can't mention where until we have a contact in place. Well, do you want it inside or outside, brother? You understand what I'm saying? I got a place for you. Oh, come on now. I'm trying to hog all of it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to build a community. That's just, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, if you want it inside outside, let me know what you want to do. You know? Well, Well, since it's just us, I'm gonna go and read a little bit more of Amos Wilson. All right, today is Umoja, family. A contract in place. You got a contract? Hey, man. Kwame, let's talk, man. Let's talk. See, because all right. All right. Look, I'm going to move to the next chapter. Reading this, and I was like, oh, my. Amos Wilson is an OG of OGs. The OGest of the OGs. We'll let you know after I speak to the elders. All right. Well, I'm just trying to let you know, man. I'm trying to keep everything in house. I'm trying to keep everything in house. Do you understand me? I need you to understand. I need you to understand what I'm saying. All right. Coercion as power. Listen to this, family. The instrumental use of force or the threatened use of force by the power holder to obtain the compliance of another is often referred to as coercion. Coercion is therefore a form of power. It is the utmost importance to note, as did wrong, that coercers may succeed without possessing either the capability or the intention of using force, as long as the power subject believes he possesses both. That is, the coercer or the coercive power of the power holder may rest significantly less or not at all on his actual capacity to harm the subject, but may rest more or less completely on a subordinate subject's belief or can do so. Listen, this is the OG of OGs. Coercion is power. You know what I'm saying? Coercion relies on the belief of the subject. That's the person that's being coerced. Coerced in many ways because we believe in a power that is not there. It's called the Oz effect. Oz effect. The Oz effect. I mean, because think about it. The Wizard of Oz and the Wiz, they both coerced people because people believed in their power, believed in it so much that they had this little girl hop all the way across the country to go see him to only find out that he was powerless, family. A lot of us were falling people that are powerless. Man, I can't go. Listen, the OG of OGs has spoken. All right, Amos Wilson. All right. All right, so that water's done. So let's go and get this toast on. Today, the day of Umoja. For those that don't speak the language, there's unity. Demonic principle is truth. The Hermetic law is mentalism. Male name for the day, Kwojo, Ottawa. Adore. What is more powerful than you? Absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely nothing. And we got to remember that, man, family, because like one of the things that I really want to cover in the Sabiat that's coming up is the power, Ajua. Thank you, sir. Is the power of, not only do I want to talk about the folk tales, not only do I want to talk about the legends, not only do I want to talk about the myths, I want people to start learning how to pull from their personal story. And I especially want to stop shying away from our story, because our story not only it reminds us of what we came through to get to where we are Cool. That's next. Yup. That's next Saturday. That's push-ups, but that's next to money. But the power of our story. Once you really understand your story, and you can start really looking at models or commonalities between your story and Heru's story, your story and Set's story, your story and Brother Rabbit's story, your story and Anansi's stories, your story and the legends that are around, your story and Malcolm X's story, your story and Marcus Garvey's story, because there are certain human elements in all these stories that you will be able to find a likeness, and you'll be able to see that you've been set up for greatness. Greatness. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that's stopping you from shining is you. So what happens when you decide to shine, family? What happens when we decide to shine together? What happens when, like I said, we start using that principle of Umoja and start looking and start from the inside first? Imani comes after Kuumba, just in case. Oh my God. Man, was you a bully? Was you a bully in school? I mean, that is called psychic violence. We just got done talking about this, man. But anyway, that unity within first. Unity starts within. All of the principles start from within us and move outwards, right? And the more intense it becomes inside of us, the more powerful it'll be resonant. All right, so let's move on. From the emotional emancipation circles, African-centered cultural system, I got to find out when this next course is. In Wolof today, we have Taranga, sense of hospitality, in Akan ethics. We have truth today, which matches with the principle of the Maya. And in traditional Yoruba, we have Suru, patience. Patience. All right. I mean, when I was young, I'd be like, man, I ain't got no more patience, man. We ain't got no time to wait. But now I'm like, man, got all day. Got all, you know what I'm saying? Got a lifetime. Got multiple lifetimes. Because the one crazy thing, all info I know, all one of the, I forgot what I was gonna say. They are at different times. My sister Cassandra will begin hers. So let's do, I'll do Cassandra's. How you be knowing all this stuff, man? Family. So right now I got that original in that personal bottle, right? That personal bottle. Now, I will start finding these bottles for y'all family so that you can have ambrosia sitting around like in them old movies, those old movies from the 50s and 60s, where you used to come in and take a drink of alcohol. I think they call it a carafe or something like that. Shouts out to Sa. Long time no see. I thought you was coming up for one of the Kwanzas. I'm man, but that's cool. I understand. I understand. But I would still love to see you and your family. So I'm about to come down there. How about that? All right. So we're about to toast these ancestors, family. Realizing that when we lift up the ancestors, we lift up ourselves, family. When we toast our ancestors, I mean, because I want y'all to think about this, family. Some of us have been gathering for a year. Every morning we're getting up, we're toasting our ancestors, and it's like you have to feel the power. I mean, it's coming on us, family. I mean, it's like we're building a wave of power that's just unexplainable. I mean, certain events are starting to happen for some of us, and certain doors are opening up because we are paying attention to we are paying attention from whence we come. paying attention to a forgotten part of our extended families, and we're honoring them. So right now, we lift up our glass to the Creator by whatever name. Cassandra and I have a special relationship, battling awesome elder sister. So we lift up our glass to the Creator by whatever name you choose to call that Creator. We call on that great power, that first force, that single source, that creative energy that permeates everything, right? From which the first Ashe flew. You know what I'm saying? That first ancestor. So of course, you know, you're great. You come from greatness. So we lift up our glass and we say, Ashe. From their family, of course, we get right to the meat. The reason we do this. We call on our personal ancestors, our grandmothers and our grandfathers, those that came before us, those whose shoulders we stand upon, those who prayed for us, those who blessed us, those who took time to educate us, those who made sure that we were able to learn and able to eat. We lift up the glass to those. And like I said, those who have ancestors that you want added to the list, 300 614 300 1875, and send hashtag Daily Toast, and I'll send you a form where you can put your ancestors on. It automatically come back to you. At least that's what I'm working on. And by the way, family, I'm changing my number. 300 1875. 614 300 1875. So it's best to just text me. All right. So call on our ancestors. Miles Brown, my Aunt Hazel. When they pass on, family, say their name 3 times till you work it through. So you know, because we got to let our ancestors know that they made transition, because sometimes some of my ancestors are so attached to this life that it's hard for them to fathom that. Um, so we have to be guides and help some of our ancestors through through their confusing time. Because it's just like being born. When a child comes from wherever the child comes from and makes it through the physical passage, they are confused. We are confused, and that's trauma that helps, that kind of locks away, kind of helps us forget what we came here for, especially if we're not treated right when we come out. You know what I'm saying? This is one of the reasons why possibly they don't want you messing with midwives. You know what I'm saying? They don't want you messing with doulas. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like they have to traumatize us. If they want to stay on top, they have to traumatize us and to give them a little bit more time. So children will not be able to find their gifts. So Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert Alexander Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, Georgia William Walton, Krista Fanny Gasson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Katie Ellis, Nomo X, Pet Ra, Malika Fakir, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Alfred Brofro, Actor Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Harris, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brothers, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Carol Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Triggs, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Randleman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susan B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge, Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Ware, Levita Farmer, Agosto Sue, Shell Harvey, Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Barish, Mary B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Davis, Rogers, Mary Esther Keishla Reese, Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Person, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Gangster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Nia Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, T. Johnson, Delrita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry Worrells, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Gross or Grace, Hattie Levester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martinier, Elder Hamilton Wellman, Sr., Delma Triggs, Thomas, Lacey and Eleanor Howe, Frank and Rustin Davis, Fred Douglas, Verna Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Ken Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy. Ancestors that I need to salute. You can put them up there, but if you want them on the list, right? If you want them on the list, family, 400, 1875. Hashtag Daily Toast. You send that to me, or you can inbox me on Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm gonna start doing a lot of I'm start doing everything from Gye-Nyame Journey, family. Period. Thank everybody for joining. Oh, my fault. Ancestors, we say our shape from their family move to the present moment. We are in the now. We lift up our glass. We salute this moment because in this moment is our power. In this moment is when we wake up. In this moment is where we will achieve great things. So we lift up our glass and we salute this moment. We make this moment sacred. We make this moment powerful. Blessed. We toast and we say Ashe. From their family, we move to our children's children, on to infinity. So we lift up the glass, family. We lift up the glass, family. We lift up the glass and we toast our children. Because, you know what I'm saying? You know, we got to leave them something. Great things that they're going to achieve. You know what I'm saying? So we lift up our glass and we say Ashe. From there, we toast all of our relations and we toast and we lift it up and we say Ashe. From there, and last but not least, family, I toast you. I toast your beautiful. I toast your powerful self. I toast. I toast you, and I thank you for joining me on this morning toast. I'm about to find out if school is closed, and then we'll see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some music real quick. Get my wife to look it up on her phone because I don't be trusting. Because anybody get on there and do a Twitter feed. So let's go on, play some music real quick. Woo! Good God Almighty. One day. Man. All right. You know, I feel like, nah, I ain't gonna play that. Because I had to pay them. Let's see. Well, I mean, I guess some music I'm gonna have to. I don't want to play no Judgment Day for y'all because that's kind of rough. I'll say that for another night. Well, listen to this for a second. Let's see what's going on here.
Mobilization is very easy. Very, very easy. But since we're people who are instinctively ready to respond against acts of injustice, anytime there's one little act of injustice, we can blow it up and we'll find people who come and make some mass demonstration around it. Miss Sally lost her job. Let's rally. She'll have the job back. People will come and rally. So-and-so got kicked out of school because the teacher's unjust. That's unjust. The people will come and rally. They will come to rally at issues. And this is what mobilization does. It mobilizes people around issues. Those of us who are revolutionary are not concerned with issues. We're concerned with the system. The difference must be properly understood. The difference must be properly understood. Mobilization usually leads to reform action, not to revolutionary action. If we would look scientifically at the October 16 million and more march, we would see clearly that this was a mobilized event, not an organized event. We must know clearly the difference between mobilization and organization. One of the characteristics of mobilization is that it is temporary. Organization is permanent and eternal. Clear differences must be made because the unconscious can usually be captured easily around one-issue items, around mobilization items, but it's hard to catch them around organization. But these unconscious must be brought to organization. We must transform mobilization to organization. We say the enemy will come and use mobilization to demobilize us. Many brothers and sisters who've been to the million and more march will say to you, I was there. But what are you doing today, my sister? I was there. There weren't too many sisters out there, but you know, with a million brothers together, you know where I had to be. I was there. And then, of course, you find brothers say, I was there. I was there. I helped you. What are you doing today, brother? Not careful, we allow mobilization to become events. The struggle is never an event. It's a process, a continual, eternal process. You know our team is organization. We want power. We don't want money. We don't want fame. We don't want fortune. We don't want popularity. We want power. Power. And power comes only from the organized masses. We want power. Power comes only from the organized masses. Therefore, since this is what we're concerned with, power, and we're the Pan-Africanists, we have every right to be concerned with this. Africa, after all, is the richest continent on the face of the earth. Properly organized should be the most continent on the face of the earth. Therefore, our drive towards power is clear. We want to have power through the organized masses. Of course, capitalism, our thinking, always seeks attainable goal. Today, when speaking to a sister who's been involved in activities over a period of years, she said, Kwame Ture, so when you say a mass party, what do you mean? I said, I mean a mass party. She said, but the APRP goes everywhere in England, they go in the Caribbean, in the United States, in Africa, and they always sing about a mass party. What do you mean? I said, every African in the world inside our party. She said, are you going to get that? I said, that's what I'm working for. And if I don't get it, my granddaughter don't get it. But I'm working for it. Her disbelief comes from the fact that capitalism tells us that, well, you can be scientific about everything except human nature. That people are so different. They have such different tastes, such different that you can't bring them together under the same roof. This is a lie. We will never tire of saying it. Capitalism does not lie some of the time. It lies all of the time. When it tells the truth, it's a result of a simple lie. It's a logical fact. Logical fact. So capitalism has this belief that you can't organize all the people around the same thing. That's not true. You can organize all the people around one thing, truth. Capitalism try to make it appear as if the truth is not one truth, but anybody can have the truth. This is stupidity. Nobody's born with the truth inside of them. If they were, they wouldn't need to live. We come to know the truth from outside of us. Some people think that they know the truth because they were born to know the truth. That's a lie. You know the truth from constant struggle against lies. That's how you know the truth. Constant struggle against lies.
Why you up?
For example, they try to make it appear as if we Africans will not arrive at uniting ourselves even the pressure around our identity. Well, you may call some of them Africans, but some call themselves black, some still call themselves colored, some fact they do that. But this is because they've been miseducated by a system which seeks to keep us divided. And here's the truth. This is obviously, we cannot be all of us, so many must be one thing. Of course, for our party, there's no question. As for the United African Movement, we're Africans. End of discussion. End of discussion. This struggle is not an easy struggle. The struggle to go from Negro to Black was a difficult struggle. Capitalism even had us confused. I'm not black, look at me, I'm brown. I'm not black, I got Indian blood in me. What nonsense they didn't have a say just to run away from the truth. It is more difficult to go from Negro to Black than it is to go from Black to African. Many people criticized us for our efforts. Oh, in the 1970s, we had our last press conference. We said, we're going to put the word Africans on the lip of every African in America, and we're not going to use the capitalist media press. And we have done it, and we have not used the capitalist media press. As a matter of fact, the capitalist media press, in trying to stop us from going to Africans in America, tried to throw out African Americans. They did it. We saw the whole scene. It's our job. We followed it carefully. Of course, they want to say African Americans, of course, that we are. If you're African American, you're obviously not the same like an African Kenyan. And certainly not the same like an African Brazilian. And certainly not the same like an African Zimbabwean, etc., etc. But once you're just African, ain't no question. Ain't no question. You African here, where you were born? Trinidad. You African here, where were you born? Uganda. You African here, where were you born? Egypt. You African here, all Africans. Once you have these problems to solve.
All right, family. I'll see y'all later. I'm about to find out whether the school is open or closed, but me and my kids need to go anyway. But hey, this is been Gye-Nyame Journey. Do that again. Anime, you better pull it together. Hey, there people trying to call me to see if school is open. Figured it out myself. This is a Heart of a Simple production. Of course, you know it's been a daily toast. One day, this stuff has matured beyond belief. It done went from sweet, strong, which is the best. It's Heart of Simple Productions. When we strive to blow up your old paradigm. We are out. Peace, family. Y'all have a great day. You know what I'm saying? Because we toasted the ancestors up, we lifted them up.